Going to see about the distributors of Linux. So what is a Linux distributor? Who is called as a distributor means an organization that offers the Linux operating system to download or in a CD-ROM or a DVD. That particular organization that is called as a distributor. So there are a number of different versions to suit any type of users. These versions are called as the distributions. That is, the organizations are called as the distributions. So what they give in the distribution package mean components that are needed to create a working Linux system and the procedures that are needed to get those components installed and running. These particular process is being carried out with the distributor only. So an operating system based on the Linux kernel, they are called as a distribution or distro. All the distributors use only the Linux kernel. So the particular organization distribute the Linux kernel is called as the distribution or distro. So how many distributors in Linux means they add their own utilities and applications and sell it as a customized package. And not only give only the kernel, but they will give some other utilities and applications also in a single package. With that package, you can able to download freely or you can burn into a particular disk and you can install on your machine. So the famous distributors of Linux are Red Hat, Caldera, Mandrake, Debian, SUSE and Slackware. These are the websites you can able to download from them. So Linux follows the open development model. Open development model means the source code that has been available for study and modifications on the internet. The major reason for the success of Linux is only the source code that is free. So based on the source code that is free, the users they can able to suggest some modifications to the kernel code. If that particular suggestion ensures a strict quality control means this particular Linus Torvalds, the developer of Linux, he merges all the new code into the kernel. So the Linux is an official mascot. Mascot means it's nothing but like symbol or logo. It is the Linux penguin. That the penguin is named as Tux. This is the official mascot of Linux. It offers free software such as text editors, browsers and programming tools. So Linux distributors offer all these in a single package. Next, we enter into the main topic as Linux architecture. The Linux operating system consists of kernel, shell, utilities and application programs. Kernel, shell, utilities and application program. This is the architecture of a Linux system. In between is the kernel. As we already saw in the previous topics, kernel acts as an intermediator or act as an interface between the particular user and the hardware, particular software and the hardware. So this is the architecture of the Linux. So this is the hardware. Here the user, the communication takes place with the help of the terminal. We know only the terminal that we are using to connect. That is, we know only the keyboard, we know only the mouse. But inside that operating system, there lies the kernel and the shell. So kernel is the innermost part of an operating system and shell is the outermost one. The components of the Linux, the first kernel, that is architecture of the Linux. First one is kernel. It is called as core or nucleus of an operating system. Kernel is said to be the heart of Linux operating system. It is the first program that is to get loaded when the system starts and runs till the session gets terminated. Different from BIOS, which is hardware independent. Kernel is software independent. It is nothing but it is software which resides in RAM. Linux is the kernel, the program in the system that allocates the machine resource to the other programs that you run. It is the lowest layer or level in the core Linux architecture. It connects with the hardware of the computer system and also gives instructions to the CPU. As you saw the diagram of the Linux architecture in the previous slide. It acts as an intermediate between the hardware and the running process. It deals with the process like or the functions of an OS like process management, memory management, device drivers, system calls, etc. It manages all the resources. Resources means the facilities that are available in Linux, like to store data, print data on printer, memory, file management, etc. Kernel decides who will use this resource for how long and when. The time allocation management process are being carried out only with the help of Linux. User does not interact directly with the kernel. No direct communication takes place between the user and the kernel. For that, a special program called shell is being available for each user. So the kernel acts as an intermediary between the computer hardware and various programs, applications, and the shell. So user is requesting with the application's help through the usage of shell. That particular communication goes to the Linux kernel and it has been communicated to the computer hardware. It is the memory resident portion of the Linux. Main tasks that has been performed are I/O management, process management, device management, file management, and memory management. Next comes a shell component. As I said already, program that interacts with the kernel, bridge between the kernel and the user. So it's act as the interface between the user and the Linux system. Here the Linux system means nothing but kernel, the user and the kernel. Between these two persons, it acts like an interface. So all the can set is a command interpreter. This uses a command line interface to run commands and program. Commands in the sense all the commands is being typed by the user in the high level language that is being converted into the binary language by the shell. It is accessed by the terminal when which the shell runs it. So what is the purpose of using shell? As already said, it automates the tasks, it encapsulates configuration details, it gets the full power of the operating system, and the ability to combine commands allows to create new commands. And it also adds value to operating system. The components of Linux OS, last topic is Linux utilities and application program. Utilities is nothing but they're called as a collection of programs that provide processing requirements such as searching a word in a file and viewing access permissions of files, so and so. They are invoked through the shell of the Linux OS. As you see in the slide, whenever you type a command in the shell script, the Linux shell, what it does, what type of shell it may be, it converts to the binary language, and now the kernel can able to understand the request. This diagram is being depicted in the down bottom figure. The command may be of ls command, date command, type command. The shell may be of bash. The converted binary language is like the zeros and ones, and the kernel understands the process. These how the Linux kernel and the shell communicates. Next is the components of Linux. That is a shell is the kernel is the inner part and shell is the outer part of the operating system. Through the shell only, the user communicates with the kernel. Next, comparing Linux with Unix. As Linux was developed, keeping as the Unix as a reference model, mainly some architectures and features are usually same, but some features differ from both the systems. The first one is hard disk space requirement, availability of shell, distributions or variants, licensing. So these are the shells available in Linux. Licensing is GPL, it is expensive licensing. Variants Red Hat, Caldera, SUSE, Debian, here AT&T, Multics and Solaris, etc. These are the comparison.